Hello, in this video I would like to discuss a question that I received from a student about finding the vertical asymptotes, if any, of the graph of the function as a t equals ratio of 2t to sine t. So if your function in a reduced form, and you can see that 2t and in numerator and sine of t have no common factor, so it's reduced form, we need to find zeros of denominator to find the vertical asymptote. So in this case we are going to solve equation sine t equals 0. So when sine is 0, let's refresh a little bit on the graph. So here's y, here is x. I will use green color. So the sine graph looks like this. It's a periodic function and it goes this direction as well. Sorry for a little bit messy. So it passes through 0 and pi and 2 pi, 3 pi, and so on. So that's where sine equals 0. On this side it's negative pi, negative 2 pi, and negative 3 pi, and so on. It continues forever. So all these we call x-intercepts for the graph of y equals sine x or sine t. So how to write this infinite set of numbers, 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, or negative pi? So we use this notation. So the solution will be t equals, since we use the variable t, I will use the variable t here for solution. So the solution will be pi times n, where n is an integer, 0 plus minus 1 plus minus 2 and so on. It continues. But be careful here with the n, because if n is 0 and you have a question what happens, use n as an arbitrary integer if necessary. And the question was the second, in this problem was the second question about the values of n. If n equals 0 and you plug in the function, so what you get then, you get that t equals 0, so pi times 0 is 0, and you get 2 times 0 over sine 0. So if n equals 0, then we have a situation that the value of function will be 0 over 0. I don't know if you notice about this kind of construction, we can say, but this quantity is undefined. 0 divided by 0 is undefined. We will work with this in many cases. In each case, we have to decide what's going on here. Can we find the limit as in this case t approaches 0 to t over sine t, and we can find this is actually upside down, so I'll take two upside down special trigonometric limit, sine t over t, but since it's in a form t over sine t, it still will be 1. So 1 over 1 is 1, so the limit is 2. So when in our case, so this is the graph of function sine t, right? But the function that you have here as t approaches 0, and it happening when n equals 0, will approach 2 on the y-axis, so it will be like hump here. But anyways, the answer is all zeros of denominator, except in this particular case, the 0 when n equals 0. So the vertical asymptotes are vertical lines of the form t equals pi times n when n is not equal to 0. So I hope it was helpful. Thank you for your time.